Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at RCAT holdings. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now, we have covered this chart before a few times. Yeah, this is an update to the previous videos, and we actually have quite some positive news in terms of the structure that has continued forward. And before we get there, I want to go through quickly the large time frame where we have a couple of scenarios. And in the white scenario, we have a wave 1 up here, a wave 2 down, and then this could be an A wave complete, a wave B correction, and then a C wave that would follow to the upside. Now, in this scenario, I would have liked to have the wave B reach the area of support before continuing in this C wave to the upside. But yeah, I suppose it isn't a complete necessity. It would be a requirement for a more clear probability that this count is unfolding. It could still work through this count without getting there, but it will make it more difficult for us to track. Now, in other cases, we could even see still an extension of this wave A to the upside, which is one of the scenarios that this yellow interpretation is tracking, where instead we are looking for an initial 5-wave structure to the upside in this area. Now, this could end up being either the wave A, the larger wave A in the white scenario, or it could be part of a larger ABC structure to the upside. Now, this wouldn't necessarily be good for the chart to form an ABC structure on such large time frame. It could see quite heavy implications, and yeah, it could make the chart quite a lot more difficult to read. And honestly, there are still other even much more bullish interpretations, but those are a little bit more unlikely, where it would really be a series of 1-2 setups that are forming in this area, where this could be a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, then another 1-2, 1-2 here, and another 1-2 that would be forming here. But then we would really need a third wave, a very, very strong third wave, to actually back up such a structure that has formed so far, which is why it is a little bit unrealistic and it's not my preferred interpretation personally. Now, in the shorter time frame, we are looking at different support areas based on which scenario we are tracking, and in the white scenario, yeah, we haven't reached the support zone yet. We are still looking out for a possible reach within that interpretation. But within the yellow scenario, we actually got to the ideal retracement in wave 4, the 38.2% retracement. Now, we do still have a lot of room within this wave 4 that we could retrace towards, but right now I am actually favoring a bottom that has already formed, and I'm tracking continuation directly in this 5th wave to the upside. And this was an interpretation that we were tracking even in the previous videos. Of course, we do also have the possible resistance area that we were tracking, especially since we didn't have a clear 5-wave structure to the upside. We were considering a possible something like an ABC pattern, where in the wave B we could have had something like a WXY or even an ABC internally. Doesn't matter exactly, but we managed to push higher. We didn't even necessarily need that support zone that we had here for a continuation to the upside in a wave B, and I am now able to track a complete 5-wave structure within the wave A, and I can look for a correction, a much more reliable correction now in a wave B. And yeah, it would be in a leading diagonal, this wave A to the upside, but still this does increase the probabilities for a possible trade setup that we could be tracking in this area of support between the $10.2 level all the way down to the $6 level. And as long as we hold this, we can still look for continuation to the upside in a wave C to complete this large wave 5 structure. Now, in this case, we can keep the red scenario, the red interpretation, in the back of our minds. Yeah, it is still possible for us to retrace even deeper, than the beginning of this supposed wave A, this 5th wave, the upside, but it's not necessarily a focus anymore. So I am focusing on this retracement right now in the wave B, it is likely that this movement to the upside in the wave A is complete at this point. I can even consider really a series of 1-2 setups in this area, because it seems as if we actually formed an additional lower low, and yeah, it is likely at this point that we are in a slightly bigger correction than what we previously had. And yeah, I am still open for something like an ABC that could already be ongoing, and then in the wave C we would be tracking an ending diagonal where this could be a 1-2. But in the end, that doesn't really matter at this point, because we already reached the area of support for such a retracement in wave B. As I was saying, I'm still expecting a little bit further continuation within this wave B. I'm not necessarily convinced that it has bottomed yet. Yeah, there is no confirmation yet, but we have already formed an initial 3-wave structure to the downside, which is a sign. It is a sign that, yeah, we could have found the bottom in the wave B, but for now I am still tracking even a possible 5-wave structure that could unfold in this area. And in that case, we could be using the orange scenario, I suppose, where I would be watching out initially for resistance in such a wave 4 in the area between the $10.8 level all the way up to the $13.2 level. And so far, we have formed in this small push to the upside a 3-wave structure, something like an ABC could be unfolding. And it's not necessarily clear if it is complete. It is a very small time frame after all, but I am watching out this area of resistance, where if we manage to break above the 61.8% retracement, it would pretty much discard the idea of a 5th wave following through to the downside afterwards. But it isn't impossible for us to still form a larger structure within this wave B, where this could be an ABC pattern that could unfold. I am generally looking out for a deeper entry within this area of support. It is especially interesting if we get to those deeper areas of structural support as well within this larger area of support for the wave B correction. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.